kind of the best sources we have to material that's telling us. And this is, I think, the foundation thing that people have to really wrestle with. The story we've all been given as a child is that this is a realm, a creation made by a loving God who cares about us, who has built this place as a place for us to learn and to grow and to experience and to make dreams come true, and eventually, by living a good life, join this God figure in heaven and live happily ever after. That's the story we've been given. But once you begin in your own way to start seeing the story of the Gnostics or the story of the Cathars, that actually this particular realm that we know of is created by an evil god, the Demiurge or Rex Mundi or whatever name you want to call it, and that it's actually a place of harvesting energy, that we're more a sense, we're not here to grow and learn. We're here to be, as Neo was, a battery in the Matrix to keep to basically power the entire simulation to keep it running. When that starts to be seen, or even potentially starts to be seen, the rug gets pulled out of hundreds of other belief structures that no longer can hold on to. If a loving God didn't bring me down here, then what the hell is this place? And thankfully, things like the Nag Hammadi documents or the pieces of information we have from the Cathars or some ancient traditions or some native traditions give us clues as to what this place really is and what we can do about it. So, yeah.
Agreed too. Yeah, I read your book, and there's this quote from the Apocryphon of James, and it goes, tell us that we will need to remind the Archons that we are not a material form, that we come from the Pleroma, and that is our home. And I thought it was a great quote, because obviously the Gnostics were sort of the descendants or carried the baton of the ancient Egyptian mysteries. And these mysteries were about not only when you die will you take this flight through the spheres and have to encounter these gatekeepers, but you can do this while you're in the material form through different ecstatic rituals and meditations, even active imagination and all that. So, but it's a great message because it tells us that you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to sit there and memorize all these complicated magical incantations, which you can if you wanted to really delve into the Nag Hammadi library or the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You can simply have it in your heart that you belong in something greater, that you can go home and that's where you deserve to be. And I thought it was I'm so happy you mentioned this, because some people, the red pills is hard. As you wake up, it's very hard to see reality. But the Gnostics, in a way, were very positive, because they always said, no, you can go home. You are better than this. This is an amazing journey. Would you agree with this?
I would agree 100%. That's kind of, I guess, the underlying message, is that by really digging into Gnosis and digging through the lies, you find the power of yourself. You find that divine spark, that thing that's been covered over for lifetime after lifetime, generation after generation, and it finally begins to come out. It finally begins to shine. And that power is greater than even the power that the Demiurge holds over this realm. That divine spark, which does come from this place outside of all of Plato's cave, all of the Matrix. And the challenge becomes, as you say, that piece of the Apocryphon of James, as well as you'll find, a similar chapter in the Book of the Dead, where this conversation goes back and forth. And a key element of that conversation is telling them, like you say, that you are not from this realm, that the true you comes from this place outside of this reality. You're not from Pleasantville. You come from outside Pleasantville. You're not from Sea Haven like in the Truman Show. You're from outside that realm. But I don't think this is something you can know intellectually. This is something you have to actually become. And that's the realize that it's one thing to try to be comfortable and make your life a bit better here. It's another thing to decide that you're done with the whole thing and you're going home. It's a completely different journey of work, and actually not